Washington County Planning Commission now come to order. You may stand and address the flag. Flag, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Washington County Planning Commission, February. Washington County Planning Commission, April 4th, 2017. Roll call, please.
Roger Hagan.
Here.
James Ursery.
Here.
Al Cowan asked to be excused. Jim Ackerman.
Here.
David Morris.
Here.
School board member is currently vacant. John Gay.
Here.
David Wood.
Here.
Ken Hamilton asked to be excused. Cliff Bauer asked to be excused. However, I do have comments on regarding both of the development reviews. And planning secretary is present.
Thank you very much. We do have some amendments to the agenda this evening, or those amendments.
Yes, sir. I need to add the request for an extension for Tower Co. And that will be put underneath old business.
Anything else, Mr. Ackerman, you have code enforcement?
Yes, I do.
That under old business as well. Have approval for the agenda.
Move to approve.
Have a motion? Motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, February 7th, 2017.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. Do you need a motion for discussion before I ask the question? I make a motion to accept the minutes of February 7th. February 7th, is that the one you're asking for?
Yes.
I make a motion to accept that.
I'll accept. Second.
A motion and a second, for further discussion.
Yes, sir. If I could address Randy, I see, and I remember Mr. Town asked for a copy or communicate to him the attorney's opinion on the request he made a couple of months ago. Have we yet heard from that?
We have discussed with Mr. Town and Mr. Hartman.
Okay,
We're on track. We have a meeting with them on Thursday.
okay. I don't know if I know what that means. Has the attorney made an opinion?
Yes, he has.
Okay, can
We
you share?
discussed it with them and to move forward and to work with them. So
Okay, when will we get that?
when we do, after the neighborhood information meeting, I believe they will present their project to you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm still.
Just to fill you in, Jeff made the presentation to the board at the last meeting, and they agreed that they would like to pass a resolution providing some definitive guidance for planning, and Jeff is drafting that up, so I think it'll be passed at the meeting this month. But in the meantime, our project is moving ahead.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Hickman?
Well, I think I know what he said, but the lights need to turn the wick up just a little bit in the lamp, I think. The request was for the changes to make sure that that all the things that took place up front that needed to before we got down to permitting and then got held to it. Now, Mr. Town is a developer or representative of a developer or interested party. The board, and you may be going to tell us that, if I'm ahead, are you going to tell us all of this in the board report?
It's not on there yet because they haven't been presented to you yet. They are a future project update on the report.
Okay. I guess I'm a little concerned that the board would take an action. We haven't been notified, and they're going to involve a private entity in negotiations, and looks like we're as the planners who need to make recommendations, we're not. It hasn't come back to us, I don't think, yet.
Well, the motion was for a
And I'm-
resolution to give guidance for the planning department. It's not that they have to come before you with their presentation of their project.
We're not due with the project yet, but you recommended that the board review, subject to the attorney's opinion, the resolution that was proposed. And the guidance they gave the attorney was to go ahead and prepare a resolution for broad planning guidance.
Okay. I may be concerned about our role. A resolution is going to be a resolution. Resolution doesn't change comprehensive plan and development code or anything like that. So what good is a resolution going to do?
Just a statement
What we need
of
to do,
policy.
what we need to do is amend policies or whatever the government document is. That needs to be changed. A resolution still doesn't let us change, or doesn't let the builders permit, the building department, somebody change the LDC or the comp plan, I don't think.
No, I think the
And
way-
certainly, Mr. Goodman is our attorney and agreeing with one. I'm just concerned that if we just got a resolution and then we start letting folks do things and we hadn't made an amendment, we hadn't made a change to let those people do that, somebody else that might not want it to change as bad as Mr. Town does comes along and says, well, you can't do that, you don't have the authority to do that, you don't have an ordinance that does that.
I think the resolution is going to say that since the entire plan is under review on an annual review, that in the interim, that this resolution will empower you to follow the state law, basically. Because planning guidance is in the administrative code.
The state law will allow what you asked us for.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing business like this for a decade.
I understand. That don't mean, just because we haven't done it, don't mean we've done it right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although all the things that have been reviewed in Tallahassee have
Yeah.
not come back
That's
over shell.
This is true. No other questions?
Okay, motion and second to approve February 7th, 2017 minutes. Motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. March 7th, 2017, approval of minutes.
Move the approval.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Questions from the floor this evening? Board of County Commissioner report, please.
At the last Board of County Commissioners, the variance request for the allowed lot size and as well as the amount of spaces have been approved for the Dollar General. So they have been issued a final development order, which is on your project status list. So right now that is pending a building permit and as well as a approval from the county engineer regarding the notarized certification. So once that's received, they can pull their building permit and start construction.
Very good.
And that's all I have to report for the Board of County Commissioners report.
What about Mr. Edwards' request?
It still continues to be tabled by the Vernon Town Council.
So they're not waiting on us or the board, we're waiting on the city of Vernon.
Nothing else in this area. We'll move to new business. Development review, Chipley Timber Harvesting Incorporated.
There's a representative from.
Yes.
talk about that.
Please. State your name, please.
Dexter Gordon Engineering. I'm here on behalf of Chipley Timbers. They're here, I guess, requesting a development order for a 7,500 square foot office and shop area for on Highway 90. It's, I think there's maybe a summary up there. I think the agenda listed 912 Brickyard Road. I believe the correct address is 1198 Highway 90 there. There's the location of aerial. We're here requesting approval for the development order. I think staff has recommended approval. There were a few comments under PRC that we've addressed. And just a little bit about Chipley Timber. They do employ about 60 people here in Washington County and have another 6 to 8 or 9 contractors that have jobs here in Washington County and are just looking forward to expand. Glad to answer any questions.
Questions from the board?
I have a question that I'd like to direct it to our staff. On ADA, explain to me, ADA parking, what is required?
I believe it was one space.
Okay, my question is, being that is designated, is painted, is there a requirement to have a sign?
Yes.
Okay. You just noted last year we let 3 variances go by without that being done. Okay.
Noted. Keep track of that.
Questions concerning this development?
I have another question or a comment.
Yes, sir, Mr. Ackerman.
It's hard for me to look at a schematic 8.5 by 11. I'd much rather have something like that ahead of time to look at.
Do we have something we can put up on the screen?
Yeah, I have a report I was going to do with this drawing on the screen there.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and start with that if you guys are ready.
Please move forward.
So as Mr. Gordon Mauer said, the site is located off Highway 90. That's just west of the city limits of Chipley. The flume designation is industrial, and it is 13.4 acres in size. That's actually a correction to what's in the staff report. It's a newer parcel, so there's some differing information on the parcel size. So it's 13.4 acres is the correct size. And yeah, as you can see, the aerial there, the subject property is outlined in red. Highway 90 is just to the south. Highway 277 is as well. I hope that's a little easier to see up there. So there's one proposed structure, and Randy can really show you that on the card. There we go. It's 7,500 square feet. The northern portion of that building is going to be 5,000 square feet of warehouse. The southern portion, lower portion, is going to be 2,500 square feet of office. So you can see parking just to the east of that structure. Stormwater facility to the farther east as well. So both of these uses are allowed in industrial, office, and warehouse. And just for reference, adjacent land uses are agricultural, industrial, and general. We go back one to the show.
Use your arrow to go back.
Could you zoom in a bit on that, please, as well? I just need to see the building and the parking space, please.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, the parking requirements have been met for this. 10 standard parking spaces were required for office, 5 standard spaces for warehouse, 1 ADA handicap accessible space total, 1 loading space total. You can see the loading space towards the top, label, it's a proposed label, loading. And then ADA also is labeled. And so 17 total spaces are required in that was met. As far as intensity to floor area ratio, that's also been met. That needs to be below 0.5, is sufficient. Landscape buffering requirements as well have also been met and are depicted correctly on the site plan. Okay, go to the next slide, please. In regard to resource protection, there's no wetlands present on this site. There is some lower wet ground. It's not determined to be a wetland, but just for good measure, the 30-foot wetland setbacks were observed from these wetland boundaries. They're not technically wetlands, but just to be safe, 30-foot setbacks have been observed for that structure and parking. No flood zones are present either, and also no surface water features are present either. So that makes it simple. No required setbacks for streams or lakes, things of that nature. So based on this information, the staff findings are that the proposed land uses are permitted. So office and warehouse are permitted in industrial future land use designation. Intensity and setback requirements have been met. Environmentally sensitive lands, including wetlands and flood zones, are not present on the proposed development site. All buffering requirements are met, and all parking requirements have been met. As a result, staff recommendations for approval based on the contingency that the following conditions are met. And this is basically requiring that the applicant follows through with all concurrency requirements. So that's pertaining to permitting for the well through the water management district, permitting for septic through the health department, documentation that solid waste will be removed from a provider, and permit from the Florida Department of Transportation for the driveway, and finally the submittal of all sureties and guarantees. And if there's any questions,
That's a question.
Sure.
On the north portion of it, backs up to the railroad.
I'm sorry?
The north portion backed up to the railroad.
Yes.
Across the catty corner to that is an off-ramp to the railroad. How close are you to the off-ramp?
Well, it's on the other side of the ground.
On the other side of it?
Yes, yes.
I just wondered if you plan on having the spur off of it.
That's where I'm at, there's no plan for us.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All the items on your letter of March 8th have been satisfied.
Yes, sir, they have.
Further questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I do have comments from the county engineer on the adjustment of this one.
Yes, you can.
Cliff does apologize that he couldn't be here today. He is certification meeting for his CFM. But he states in an email to me that the geotechnical report for pavement design states 100 cars per day, 20 loading cars, 20 delivery trucks. A traffic analysis was not performed by the engineer on the project. However, we do not anticipate significant impacts to the adjacent roadways. We would recommend the applicant have the engineer provide the anticipated trips for the project based on the concurrent ITE manual to further evaluate the impacts to adjacent roadways. A single table would be adequate, and we do not need a turn lane analysis or any other type of concurrency reports. Second item, parking spaces are located in front of the proposed warehouse and office, which would appear to impact the truck unloading/loading. The applicant should provide a traffic circulation plan to review to show how trucks will enter and exit the facility. The third comment is please provide a site triangle on plans at the entrance of the property. And fourth, average seasonal high groundwater table per the geotechnical report is 1.5 foot above the existing grade. However, the stormwater analysis was performed using a depth of 2 feet below the existing grade. Please provide that the proposed pond bottom elevation provides 2 of the separation of the seasonal high ground table, or provide a MOD RET analysis that shows there will be a drawdown within 72 hours. These items should not prevent approval at the Planning Commission, but should be provided for review prior to the Board of Commissioners meeting for final approval.
Anything else? Comments? All right, we have Mr. Now's comments to be forwarded to the DOCC to become part of this development. Staff recommends approval. It's a pleasure of the board.
Does the staff's recommendation of approval change with this?
No, as Cliff said, it shouldn't have any impact on the approval here. It's just additional comments on his behalf, so not involved.
Should that be incorporated into your comment, into your?
Correct, in the final order.
Recommend approval based on the staff's recommendation and the addition of the engineer's comments tonight as part of those recommendations.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Does everyone understands the additions? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Development Review Racing Glory Fellowship Hall. Anyone here representing that entity? Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I am Mary Margaret with Melvin Engineering, and I'm the representative for Grace and Glory. And this project is located off of Brickyard Road on the parcel where their church is located currently. They're planning to put in a middle school, high school building addition, a fellowship hall, and a baseball field. We are required to do a stormwater pond. There are some existing wetlands on the property which we have had located, and we're avoiding them and keeping the 30-foot setback requirement. We have all the parking spaces that are required. We've already obtained our stormwater permit through the Water Management District. The new buildings will utilize a new well for the school and a new septic system for the school, and those will be separate permits with the Department of Health. And the fellowship hall will utilize a new septic system and use the existing well that's for the church. And that's about all I have.
We have a schematic.
Yes, sir, I believe they have this schematic.
Yeah, I will show those in my
All
presentation.
right.
You said you would be using the existing well.
For the fellowship hall, yes, sir. There'll be a new well for the school.
Does that well meet current state standards?
As far as I'm aware of, if it does not, when they go to get their building permit, they'll have to bring it up to state requirements.
Yes, that would be a stipulation. I would see important.
I want to say that at the end of the report, the number 2 conditions mentioned that the septic and the well have to meet the county department requirements. So, I think he's already got that covered, but
How close is city service to that development?
there is no city service out there.
West Point, Pepperell,
Stops at Pembroke.
stops at Pepperell.
And currently, everything out there is on well and septic.
I know how expensive those wells are to install and maintain.
Yes, sir. I'm sure they have other wells there.
Mr. Nauer had any comments concerning the stormwater on this property?
He's given us some comments, and I emailed him our ICPR model. I haven't gotten anything back unless you've gotten something back from him.
He stated in his email to me that the use of the existing stormwater management system for the construction of the fellowship hall adjacent to the existing church and work to the south is acceptable. The stormwater management plan must be submitted for the proposed high school, ball field, and parking in additional impervious areas shown on the plans. Traffic analysis, not provided. Please provide a traffic analysis using the most recent ITE manual to show the estimated number of peak hour trips generated by the project. The parking spaces are not drawn on the plans. Please provide a parking layout for the project, however, that has been submitted, I believe.
Yeah, the parking space.
Yeah.
And all the proposed impervious is on.
Any other questions from the board?
Are there 2 pieces of property? I see one that's outlined as regular, but on the schematic, it looks like that it is included in something. Is there a reason for this?
They purchased the 5 acres to the west of them. The church just purchased that, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, as part of their future plans to expand their school. And that's shown on the side.
You see the one I'm looking at?
Yes, sir.
And then on your schematic, it looks like that house parcel is actually included, so you're saying they have bought that since that first drawing was
Yes.
made?
Yes, sir.
I can explain that a little further since I'm from that. So, the site located at 912 Brickyard Road, this is just southeast of the city limits of Chipley as discussed. The film designation is low density residential. The acreage of the site is 20.31 acres. And this again, as she mentioned, that you can see that this red outline here doesn't include that slim portion of land just between Allison and the red outline, but that's actually been acquired. Again, it's a new parcel, so it's not been, joined together yet, but that has been purchased by the church, and I'll explain that in a couple later slides. And Cheryl, if you could zoom in a bit so we can see this a little clearer. I think you're on one slide too far.
Okay. I apologize.
Can you go back a slide, please? All right, perfect.
Okay.
Just zoom in there a little bit, please. the arrow on your right is pointing to the proposed school building. Just above, to the left of the school building, you'll see some dotted lines. As you mentioned, this is 2 phases of this project. Phase 1, the only 2 proposed structures that you're dealing with today are the Fellowship Hall and the school building. So phase 2 at this point is just it's hypothetical, but it was on the site plans, so we wanted them to differentiate. So the dotted lines there, as mentioned, that's not part of this development, and if there is additional development, that will be required to go for an additional development. So it's just these 2 buildings in the hall. But that's just for clarification. If you don't mind zooming out. Thank you. So the 2 buildings, it's a school building and a fellowship hall. Both of these uses are allowed in low density residential by right. The ball field, as you can see, is technically to the north of the school building. So the intensity requirements, they've been met, so floor area ratio of less than 0.5. There's parking at 2 locations. Cheryl, could you zoom in, please? Hopefully see the parking a little closer. So for the school building on your right, there's 21 total spaces in that parking lot. So that actually exceeds the requirements for standard spaces by 3. There's also an ADA parking spot and a loaded spot over there. The fellowship hall has 22 total spaces, and that meets the requirement. That was the exact required amount of spaces for that hall. The landscape buffering requirements are also met, and they've been depicted on the site plan. In regard to resource protection, there's no surface water located on the properties, there's no streams, lakes, ponds, etc. Wetlands do exist on the proposed site and are identified on that screen and on the site plan by the hash areas. Cheryl, if you could zoom in just a bit so we can see those a little clearer. So they're running along the bottom. There's a larger area there, but they're running along the eastern property line mainly, also in the north, and just the extreme southeast property line, that's where the wetlands are located. And these wetlands were determined by an official report conducted by an environmental consultant. The wetlands, the extent of the wetlands was estimated, and after conversations with the applicant, she confirmed that this consultant typically overestimates the maximum extent. However, it's advised that a staked wetland boundary survey is conducted prior to building, so there's just no question of where those maximum, where the maximum extent of those boundaries are. Mainly for insurance that state and federal regulations are met, so those are the regulations met by those 2 groups. Also, flood zone, flood zone X is present, but no certifications are required for that. So, as was discussed for the Dollar General, they needed a certification for that, but for this based on this information, the proposed land uses are permitted in the low density residential land use designation. The intensity and setback requirements have been met. Wetlands exist on the proposed development site and their locations and extent have been identified by official report. Landscape buffering requirements have been met and all parking requirements have been met. So based on this information, the recommendation is for approval based on the following contingencies. The first is that a state wetland boundary survey is conducted prior to construction. The second is in regard to concurrency requirements. So this is pertaining to permitting for the well installation, permitting for septic, documentation for solid waste streaming for a provider, submittal guarantees and sureties.
I have a couple of questions. How is that going to, I see it coming in on Allison there. How is that going to be impact? Is it going to impact study done on that road?
Usually, I believe, Cliff handled that. You make a comment on that?
He requested a traffic study. No, traffic analysis was not provided. Please provide a traffic analysis using the most recent ITE, so he's requesting a traffic analysis be done.
Can I ask you a question? You may not know the answer, okay? What is the average daily amount of students that are going there?
They only have, I want to say, we put it on the site plan, they have 18 students and 6 employees that will be going to the school. There won't be a lot of traffic.
My only concern, if it was a lot, it might need a safety sign or something there showing that there is a school there. Because, you know, there's a lot of traffic on the Brickyard Road.
Right.
And I don't see any avenue coming in to where the church was and going out. I don't see any road going down to the ball field or anything in there.
The main access is off of Allison.
Right,
With the main access.
right, I see that.
And we couldn't go back to Brickyard because of the wetland that was there. We
Okay.
originally proposed that we have to get a wetland crossing permit, and they didn't want to have to do certain wetlands.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if this were a subdivision of the same acreage, the same size, would we require that to be paved back to the closest paved road?
Is Allison not paved?
It's okay.
Allison's paved.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So that one, you know.
They did. I wish I'd returned sooner. Yeah. I need to go out on that.
I have another question. The student capacity, you said 18, is that the maximum capacity of the school? What is the maximum capacity of the school?
I don't know if that is the maximum. We haven't been given a final school plan of the building yet, but they are outgrowing their school here in the city. So they're sizing it based on the students they have now, plus the growth rate they've experienced this past year. I think 18 might be above what they actually have, but I can find that out.
Well, I'm asking, what is the facility capacity, maximum facility capacity? That's the question.
For the building they're
For the building they're
would be
building.
18 students.
18 would be the maximum allowed capacity for that building.
For the number of classrooms they have based on how many kids are per classroom.
So we'll be adding no additional students. I'm concerned about the traffic and the impact on the road.
I can find that out, and when I do the traffic report and turn it in, I can address that in the report and let you know. As far as I know, it's size for the numbers, for the 18. They don't really have a whole lot of middle high school kids, I think most of their kids
got, like I said, Mr. Wood or Randy, certainly for the sake of the church and the school and everything like that, they anticipate growth and how difficult is it going to be to begin to add review to review to review? When they have to build another classroom, build the same size, or they have to build a gymnasium or some other facilities. I'm not sure that this is altogether a master plan for that whole piece of property, but somewhere or another, is it going to be difficult for them to come back to us after a while and get something added?
Well, they have two phases. The phase one is for the middle/high school, and then the other phase is gonna be a later date, is for the elementary school. So they'll have to come back before us again to review the elementary school development. So this would just be for the fellowship hall, the baseball field, and the middle/high school. Correct. Yes. So they'll come back before you again for the second phase.
But I think what he was asking, and what would be interesting, is we're being told that there's a middle and a high. What else can they put on here? Is this the max that this piece of property can handle? Or could they, we know there's two, one present, one future. Is there a third or fourth potential?
Right.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I can say that, based on the floor area ratio requirement, that they would be limited at a certain point. So if they were proposing that half of this parcel was to be covered by a structure, that's where it would be stopped, because that would exceed the 0.5 floor area ratio. So, and actually, I don't know how this would come into play, but there's quite a few wetlands on the property too, and you can't, you have to stay away from those. So, just generally speaking, they may be getting to a point where they're pretty close to that. So.
And I understand that, and that's their problem, not ours, but have we pointed that out to them, that they're maxing out this piece of property? I mean, I think we should tell them going in.
She's aware of that.
Okay, as long as she's aware of it, it's her dog, it's her fight, she can do it, but, we need to tell them that you're close to maxing out.
Right,
I think that was my concern, you just said it better.
There's not a whole lot of physical room left for them to put.
I had longer to think about it.
But she's aware of that.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I failed to finish reading the comments from Mr. Nauer.
Please.
He did say that he would like to review the additional stormwater report prior to the BCC meeting to verify the project meets the 25-year pre-post criteria from Chapter 5 of the Land Development Code.
So that would be,
That would be
type of a condition.
correct.
We've already submitted all that stuff, so we have that, and it's on the plans, we've got all the information.
Any questions from the board? Chair entertains a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion to approve in a second. Please clarify that motion, such as to include all the comments from Mr. Ballard.
What I'd like to add on to the condition that they have a safety sign there. Under the tripod.
Lighting is decided.
Well, I noticed the other ones have a blinking light and everything. I'm not too sure a blinking light may be sufficient, but there ought to be some sign to say there's a school at. If you got the ball field there.
Could that come with a development order?
That would be subject to the building department and for Mr. Gordon to address. That would be during the development.
Okay.
I think it needs to be ordered as.
Noted.
Not sure I understand.
motion on the floor. Can you please clarify that motion is to include the recommendations and comments by Mr. Mauer, our engineer, for the BOCC's approval?
I'll amend
To include
to include his comments in his letter.
Okay, I'll second.
So we have a motion on the floor based on staff's recommendations and all comments from Mr. Mauer. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. You said we had some comments from Cliff.
Yes, sir, I addressed them during
Was it with the tower or something with the tower as
the,
well?
oh, no, I had, the tower was with the old business.
Okay. All right, we moved to old business at this time. Any more?
Tower Co. had requested an extension for a 60 to 90 day period, due to the fact that, the homeowner to sign the maintenance agreement is out of the country and he won't return until that time period, so they're requesting an extension on their development order. And it's the pleasure of the board to grant or deny the request. And I have given you a copy of his request as well.
What was the reason for it?
Gentleman's out of the country to sign the maintenance agreement.
There's they've been trying to figure out access to the site now for quite a while, and with the turnover in the planning department, it was hard to figure out. We had to meet with the county attorney on it to get some clarification, but we finally come to an agreement and understanding on the access part of it. So really, they just need to have a private landowner who's mentioned on that letter sign an affidavit, basically, and that will end the access issue. So, I mean, I personally don't see it being an issue. It's tender it. So that's the staff on that, but it's.
You don't think there's any underlying issues between the tower company and the homeowner?
No, as far as Randy and I both know, it was just kind of an extensive process getting the access figured out.
Is this coming to us as a courtesy or is this a requirement once the board approves it, is it not theirs to do something with it, that they will be extended or not?
Well, they have a development order, however, it expires this month, and since they haven't pulled their building permit, and they won't pull it by the end of this month, they're required to request an extension in writing, and we present it to you.
It comes back to the planning commission.
It comes back to you. Yes, sir.
Put that on the floor as a motion.
Yeah.
Will it, a motion?
Oh, I thought you.
Yeah, I will.
Motion. We have a motion is second. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Abstention granted. We have Mr. Ackerman, want to address code enforcement?
Yes, I do. The Land Development Code, Section 10, talks about the code enforcement and how it relates to the special magistrate. Okay, on the 28th of June, we have a contract with the special magistrate. Okay? Land Development Code, as we have it presently, is not in concert with the licensing for him. Okay? And it was my understanding that one of the topics that one of the hot topics we were going to discuss was liens. Okay? I don't see that on the agenda for the 18th. I'd like to have it put back on the agenda for the 18th. Okay? And talking with Jeff and with Hank, he had a meeting, a 45-minute meeting on Monday. have us do is to review the scope of work for the magistrate and have the chapter 10 in line with that. Okay? Whether or not we'd like for the planning commission to make a recommendation to the Board of County Commissioners on how to do liens, how to do the scope of work here, foreclosures, and all of this. And so I'm giving you this to take a look at, to see how we ought to come to some agreement and ask the county commissioners to go along with our, or they can make changes. They can make changes to the licensing agreement with the magistrate, or they can make other changes as they would like something from us. Okay?
You're wanting to add this to
I'd like to
the
add,
agenda on the
right,
18th.
and the county commissioners are aware of the meeting of the 18th.
So this is for our review to discuss on the 18th.
Right.
If I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I created the agenda with 3 instead of the 5 total that you guys have requested due to trying to get him acclimated with the planning department. So technically, this is his 4th week here with us. So in his 4 weeks, he's seen like 3 projects. So we haven't really had sufficient time to sit down to discuss the land development code in depth, which, you know, we plan on doing, I believe, this week and next week. So that's why I only did 3 out of the 5. I tried to get the easy ones out of the way so we could focus on the harder ones. So it's not that they were left off on purpose. It was just so to lighten the load a little bit because he's only here 3 days out of the week physically. But if it's all right with you guys, I can remove one of them and then add the lean ones back on there. I mean, this agenda is just a draft. It's not, you know, I can republish it. It's not a problem.
Well, I would like to see it back on there.
Do that. Take care of your concern, Mr. Acker. We'll discuss this on the 18th.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. Is there any other old business at this time? Mr. Wood, do you have any comments you'd like to ask or answer at this time?
No, sir, not at this time.
County Administrator is not present. County Engineer, Planning Commissioners, are there any comments, Commissioners? Anything you'd like to bring to the floor at this time? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion is second to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Motion adjourned.